Nicole, the Math Lady, and today we're talking about the area of a triangle. Now, up until now, we've only explored the area of a rectangle, which, as you might remember, is length times width. But today, we're talking about a triangle, so let's see how that might change. Well, first, the one thing that's different is we use some different terms instead of length and width when it comes to a triangle. We actually use the terms base, and base is that bottom that your triangle is sitting on, and the height. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this formula that I'm about to give you, it includes the base and the height. And the height always comes from lines that are perpendicular. If you remember, perpendicular lines form a right triangle. This is a right angle. So we're always going to be looking for the height that is formed by two perpendicular lines. Now, here's your formula. 1/2 base times height. Or another way to say it is base times height over 2. Because 1/2 times base times height is really base times height over 2. Doesn't matter, whichever floats your boat is the easy way to do it. But let's actually put some numbers to it now. Let's say I had a base of 3 and a height of 4. Well, let's follow the formula. 1/2 times my base, which is 3, times my height, which is 4. Okay. And remember, when we're doing multiplication with a fraction, you multiply the numerators, you multiply the denominators, or you could always simplify ahead of time. Just for now, I'm going to show you with just multiplying everything across. Here we go. These 3's and this 3 and 4 have a 1 on the bottom. So we're going to multiply 1 times 3 times 4, and we get 12. And then 2 times 1 times 1. I know you can't see them, but they are there. Over 2. When we simplify that, we get a 6. Now, one thing I didn't give you was the label. Very important thing when it comes to area is it always needs a label. So let me give you, I meant to tell you, these were millimeters. Yeah, they were. So that means that our label is going to be millimeters squared. Just like when we did rectangular area, we always had a label squared. And you can say it either way, millimeters squared or square millimeters. Hi, it's Nicole, the Math Lady. Today we're talking about the area of a circle. As you might remember, thus far we've dealt with the circumference of a circle. Remember, the circumference means the distance all the way around the outside of the circle. And that was, if you remember, circumference equals pi times diameter. You might remember that pi is a mathematical phrase that we approximate to equaling 3.14 if we're going to use it as a decimal, or we use it as 22/7 as a fraction. Now, the good news is we can use this same pi to figure out the area of a circle. And you might remember, I'm looking for a marker. There we go. That area is really the full inside of the circle. So that has a separate a formula. So here we go. The area equals, we're going to start with pi, but this time, whereas our circumference used diameter, which was the full way going across here, right? It was this full cut across of a circle. Half of that is the radius, right? From here to here is the radius. So we're going to use the radius, but in this instance, we square it. So it's the radius squared is our formula. Area equals pi times radius squared. Take a look at this example. We have a circle whose radius is 2 inches. So let's plug and play into our formula. The area is going to equal pi. For this instance, I'd like to use 3.14 for pi. Okay, and actually, even though I wrote equal, I should say the squiggly lines, which is the approximation of pi, because it's 3.14, blah, 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 blah. It goes on for like ever. So 3.14 is the approximation, and now radius squared. Well, the radius is 2, but we're going to square it. 2 squared is 4. So this is going to be 3.14 times 4. And we can just do that as a multiplication problem. 3.14 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And 4 times 3 is 12. So we're not done. 1,256 inches. And again, whenever we're dealing with area, we're going to put in a squared. Oh, wait, I went too fast. I forgot about my decimal. I knew that didn't sound right. Here we go. I got to put my decimal point in, which means, whoa, there we go, 12.56 inches squared. Now that's my answer.